Coco the Greedy Bunny and the Costly Lesson in the Storm. In a lush green forest, many animals lived together in harmony. Chirping birds, nimble brown squirrels, gentle wild chickens, the kind-hearted Mr. Bruno the bear, and especially a family of adorable white rabbits. Among them was a bunny named Coco. He had long ears, twinkling round eyes, and a belly that always seemed hungry. Life in the forest was peaceful. Food was abundant and came with the seasons, so no one ever had to worry about going hungry. The animals shared what they had: fruit from the trees, sweet carrots, potatoes, and fragrant chestnuts. One day, a flock of birds flew back from afar, chirping in alarm. A big storm is coming. Everyone, hurry and gather food while you can. At once, the forest burst into action. The squirrels scurried up trees to collect nuts, wild chickens gathered fallen fruit, and the rabbits gathered carrots, cabbages, and fresh greens to prepare for the rainy days ahead. Coco ran off to stock up too, but unlike the others who only took enough for a few days, Coco tried to grab as much as possible. He pushed, shoved, and even took food meant for the smaller bunnies. Seeing this, Mr. Bruno, the largest but gentlest animal in the forest, stepped in. "My little ones," he said warmly, "just take what you need. The storm will only last a few days. If we take too much, we'll waste food." But Coco didn't listen. "What if the storm lasts longer?" he argued. "If I run out of food, I'll starve." Mr. Bruno sighed and walked away. The animals, once they had what they needed, returned home to prepare for the storm. Soon it arrived. The wind howled and rain poured down. No one dared step outside. Coco, at home with his mountain of food, was thrilled. He ate to his heart's content without a care in the world. The first day passed. Coco's belly was full and round. On the second day, he ate even more, just because he was bored. By the end of the second day, he cried out in panic, "Oh no, I've only got 2 carrots left." On the third day, the rain still hadn't stopped. Coco nibbled his last 2 carrots slowly, trying to make them last. After finishing one, he stared at the last one and hesitated. "Should I save it for tomorrow? But if I do, I'll be starving tonight." In the end, he gave in and ate it. When he was done, Coco sat quietly, licking his lips, staring out the window where the rain kept pouring down. He hoped the storm would end the next day. But on the 4th day, the wind still roared, shaking the trees. Coco couldn't take it anymore. He opened the door and stepped outside, hoping to find something, anything to eat. But just a few steps out, a fierce gust of wind sent his little body flying. He tried to stand, but the storm was too strong. Cold rain soaked his fur. The chill bit through his skin. Defeated, Coco crawled back inside and shut the door. The food was gone. His stomach growled painfully. Coco felt dizzy, weak, and faint with hunger. He curled up in a corner, trying to sleep through it, but the emptier his belly felt, the more it hurt. Finally, he burst into tears. "Hoo-hoo! I'm so hungry. I can't take it anymore." His sobs echoed through the house, blending with the sound of rain outside. Not far away, Mr. Bruno was sitting by his warm fire. He suddenly felt uneasy, as if someone somewhere was in trouble. Worried, he grabbed a giant leaf for cover and set out into the storm to check on the forest animals. The wind lashed his face, the rain soaked his fur, but he pressed on, calling out, "Is everyone okay? Does anyone need help?" Then, faintly through the storm, he heard a small cry. Peering into a tiny house, he spotted Coco curled up in a corner, shivering, soaked, and crying, his little body shaking with cold and hunger. Mr. Bruno rushed in. "Coco, what happened to you?" Hearing his voice, Coco sobbed even harder. "I'm so hungry, Mr. Bruno." Surprised by Coco's words, Bruno looked at him and said, "But I thought you had plenty of food, Coco. What happened?" Coco clutched his belly and sniffled. "I ate it all. I didn't think the storm would last this long. Every time I saw food, I would eat and eat. I didn't think about tomorrow." Tears rolled down his cheeks, part hunger, part regret. He looked up at Mr. Bruno, ashamed. With kind eyes, Mr. Bruno reached into his leaf pouch and took out a few carrots, wrapped carefully to stay dry. He placed them in Coco's hands. These were for whoever needed them most. And right now, That's you. Coco, it's okay to love food, but don't let greed take over. Nature's gifts are precious. If we use just what we need and share a little, there'll always be enough for everyone. When I was younger, I used to eat a lot too. But I learned, if you save some and share some, everyone gets through the tough times together. If you'd saved just a few more carrots, today wouldn't have been so hard, would it? Coco hung his head, ears drooping. You're right. I was greedy and only thought about myself. I'm sorry, Mr. Bruno. I'll never be wasteful or selfish again. Thank you. He hugged the carrots tightly, his heart full of gratitude. After the storm, peace returned to the forest. The animals gathered in the sunny clearing to share their stories. Coco, still a little shy, stepped forward. Everyone, I'm sorry for grabbing food and not thinking about others. I promise I'll never do it again. Please forgive me. The animals smiled kindly. It's okay, Coco. What matters is that we're all safe now. Mr. Bruno patted Coco's head. Admitting mistakes and learning from them is something to be proud of. Always be kind, thoughtful, and generous, my little ones. And so Coco's heart was warmed. From that day on, he was no longer a greedy bunny. He learned to share, to save, and to care, and the forest was happier for it. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like and leave a comment below. Your support gives us the motivation to create more meaningful stories. See you next time.